Hello my friends, and welcome back to Brotato Danger 5. Hope you're all doing well. Today, we're going to be showing off how the DLC, Abyssal Terrors, has made my favorite character even more powerful. The Lucky is an incredibly strong character, plus 100 luck and increased luck modifiers are a ridiculously strong bonus, and the new DLC has added a bunch of tools that make this awesome character even better. So we're going to be using the Lute, the new weapon, in order to gain the incredible power of this character even more, because it scales with our luck damage, which we have a ton of to start with. So let's jump right in and go ahead and do the Lute with the Lucky. I actually messed up very slightly there at the beginning. You don't want to pick up materials on this character until more enemies have respawned, because of course the Lucky has the splash damage that you get, so you want every material that you have on the ground is a potential dead enemy, so you want to wait until a few more enemies have spawned in order to pick those up, and that'll maximize your wave clear. That being said, we're still ahead of where a normal character would be, with a slight increase to our income. We got 56 with 3 on the ground. Most characters get between 54 and 56 in wave 1, and that's just because we got the splash damage, and we're lucky enough to have a tree spawn. Take the penguin here, that's going to be great for us, and of course baby gecko, incredible for the Lucky. This is exactly what this character wants, because then when you kill an enemy, it's going to pull in the materials and keep the chain going. Roll here, and we'll take a Lute, we'll lock a Scar, and then roll again. Really hoping to find more Lutes here. We got 3 purchased, and can we lock a 4th? We cannot, unfortunately, but still, we already have 10 harvesting and 137 luck, so we're well set up for our economy to continue to improve. On the Lucky, you can basically think of this character as a combo attacker, like in a fighting game, or in a brawler style game, like an Arkham Asylum sort of type of game, where you want to kill an enemy and chain that into more kills. When you start the chain going, you're going to pick up materials off the ground, and that's going to turn into even more dead enemies, so you just need to get the chain started, and then the Lucky will take care of the rest for you. Go ahead and grab more luck. This character, everything keys off of luck, so you should just buy it whenever you see it, and then we'll take another Lute, roll, buy another Lute, and we do have enough to re-roll. This is a little bit below par. We have 2 good items locked, so I'm not going to complain too much, but usually you would expect to find 6 Lutes in the first 2 shops. We had slightly poor luck there, but we should be able to get our full weapon set online pretty soon. The bonus damage that enemies take from the Lute, because Lute debuffs enemies to take additional damage, that will apply to our passive. So you're going to see enemies start popping even faster once we hit them. High health enemies that would normally be more difficult for this character to kill, like that Lute alien, will die pretty fast because we have the Lute to debuff them. I'm going to take the little frog here. Pickup range is also good, because that means we're going to pick up materials more aggressively. And of course, we're building harvesting already. Harvesting stacks really well with itself. While we have a pretty big attack speed penalty, which makes it a little bit worse counterintuitively to buy attack speed on this character, there's a bunch of weird math with that. I think Eros Rising, who is an extremely valuable community member for Brotato, has done tons and tons of guides, has a pretty good breakdown of why that is, which you should look up if you're curious about how the math works. But basically, when you have negative attack speed because of the way it interacts with animations, it actually makes attack speed less efficient to buy. That being said, it's still good to buy, so we should pick that up. And then let's go ahead and roll here. I'm going to take the regeneration, because I want to get my healing online, and then here we will take a little bit more harvesting. We're going to want to pick up more maximum HP soon, but regeneration's the key limiting factor for this character in terms of surviving, so getting that early made sense to me. Grab the Scar and the Gecko. We don't want Alien Worm. A lot of this character's healing in the early game will be through consumables. We have 1,000,000 luck, so we're going to generate a lot of consumables. Still no 6th Lute, but I will take a bag. I'm going to buy the bag before the lure, because we want the bag. We want to already have the bag by the time we get these 2 crates, because that's 30 materials for us. And this is going to let me reroll once and look for another Lute. If we did roll again and find a loot, I wouldn't be able to afford it. So I'm going to lock this blindfold. We are guaranteed to see a weapon in the shop, and it's so important that we get our weapon set online. I'm going to take one more reroll. Missed there, but I will take a Weird Ghost. We do need more HP, and we've got 4 regen already, so we should be able to heal up before we take any hits. So definitely running a little bit behind in terms of finding our weapons. That's the only thing that's going wrong with this build right now, but as you can see, we're clearing the enemies very quickly. Do want to kill that curse alien, of course, because that gives us a ton of bonus value. Very glad I bought that bag, because we actually got a Lute alien spawn. I did miss out on that tree. I wanted to make sure I killed the curse alien, because it's worth a lot of money, and curse is very valuable to build, of course. But killing the tree, of course, would have been nice as well. We're going to recycle this. We don't have any use for elemental damage. Then let's re-roll here. And we'll take 8 more harvesting. And then here, I'm going to go ahead and just buy this luck. There we go. We finally got our 6th loot, so we're happy with that. We'll take a lure and a blindfold and roll. Acid. I'm going to pick up the acid because our max HP is only 18. Yes, we do want to build dodge eventually, but for now, I'm pretty happy reducing my dodge in order to get my max HP to a reasonable level. Roll here. Gentle Alien's incredible. This is great for multiple reasons. 1, of course, good stats. 2, more enemies means more money. And 3, the more enemies that spawn, the more likely we are to continue our chain. The way that the Lucky can start running into wave clear issues is if you kill all the enemies, and then the others respawn away from you, shutting down your kill chain. The more enemies that spawn on the field, the more likely you are to chain kill into kill into kill into kill. Go ahead and roll here, and we get a level 2 loot and a metal detector, so awesome. Perfect find there. I probably shouldn't have picked up all of those materials, because I let those enemies despawn first. Or I didn't wait for enemies to respawn. That's something that you should pay a lot of attention to in the first couple waves. Later on, it's more important to just pick up the materials, I think, just to make sure that you are getting your income. I want to make sure I get the debuff on that Lute alien and bonk it down. Just hit a loot with a loot. And we actually got a lot of tree spawns this wave, too. Pretty lucky there. Especially after giving up the tree spawn last wave. Really nice to be able to get those. And you can see we're already making incredible income because we're killing everything really fast. And we have 60 harvesting. I do want to boost my percentage damage. That's really important for the Lucky because it improves the damage of our passive. Small magazine. I would often consider taking this because attack speed is really nice. Much more important than percent damage for most characters. So even though we don't use the ranged damage, small magazine is often a great trade-off. For the Lucky, it's a little worse because our percent damage is so important. I think I'm going to recycle it, but that's actually very close. Whistle, of course, is great, and then we will continue to just take any luck that we see. Go ahead and combine here. We're going to buy all of these weapons, and we can buy another loot. I'll lock a plant, and then roll again, and another gecko that's going to help us keep the chain going, and of course we'll take a wheelbarrow as well. So now our economy is amazing, 200 luck and 60 harvesting, already incredible, and our defensive stats are getting there. We've got 6 regen and 29 health. We're going to want more defensive stats, is kind of our next goal. Because right now, you can see our damage output is great, our wave clear is awesome. We will struggle a little bit to kill elites at present, but we can make up for that just by increasing our luck and percent damage. So really the next priority is to get a little bit of move speed and some more defensive stats like regen, dodge, and armor to make sure that we stay alive. Another Lute alien over here, so we're going to go ahead and bonk that thing to death. Lucky really just became an incredibly broken character with the addition of the loot. I'm going to buy the tree here, of course, and blindfold is great. So crit chance, not so amazing for this character because our attack speed's very bad. But the base damage of our weapons is very high because it's based off our luck, so we can benefit from that. And buying the dodge is very helpful. I'm going to take more dodge here. At this point, it's still early enough I could consider buying even more harvesting, or I could roll for something a little more important to us, regen armor especially, because I'm about to buy the wheelbarrow. So we're going to decrease our armor. I think I'm going to roll here, and I do want the armor. I want the percent damage. I think I'm going to take 9% speed, though. The most important stat for us right now is going to be this speed, because it will just make it a little easier for us to dodge and to move from enemy to enemy and material to material that's on the ground in order to generate the most possible income. Go ahead and buy all of these and then roll. Really looking for armor at this point. That's the thing that I want the most. Roll here. We'll take a recycling machine. I will buy the defective steroids as well, just for the 2 max HP. It's a little bit of extra damage for our loot, but mostly I'm just buying that for 2 max HP. We already have a scar, and I don't really want to reduce our luck, even though we have 200, so we're going to pass on the black belt and roll. Cyberball, incredible. This just does more of the thing that we want to do already, and small fish is going to help our passive one-shot enemies, which is very important that our lucky passive actually kill things in one hit, because it's just going to keep the chain rolling. 2 geckos already is awesome as well, because as we kill stuff, you can see it's pulling in materials, which kills more stuff. If we get a 3rd or 4th gecko, that will be even better. We got so unlucky there, because the walrus didn't drop any materials, and it would have dropped 4, I think. I've talked about this before, but that's one of my pet peeves in Brotato, is the way that material drops work in later waves. So if you didn't know, enemies have, in early waves, enemies always drop all the materials that they're supposed to. In later waves, so that your economy doesn't wildly snowball out of control, enemies have a chance to drop fewer materials, but the way they've implemented that is they either drop all of them, so the 4 that we would have gotten from the walrus, or none of them. Which I think is a worse way to do it than just have them drop a lower percentage as you get into higher waves, because you can run into issues like that where the enemy doesn't drop anything. Worse for the lucky, but also just feels bad to kill a high health enemy and have nothing come out of it. I will take the claw tree here. Yes, we want max HP, but we also want those stats. And then here, let's just grab 8% damage. Our percent damage is very low and very important, so I want to pick that up. I'm going to buy this entire shop. That's great. And we'll let us buy speed to increase our damage output. Baby elephant, another incredible item for us. Do I want the loot more or the elephant more? I think I want the elephant. Upgrading our loot doesn't actually improve our economy or anything like that, and the elephant will be more wave clear than leveled up weapons. And then we'll lock both of these. Haven't gotten to buy any cursed items yet, which would be really nice. This character benefits a lot from cursed items, but we're very happy with where we're at. A little bit of armor, a little bit of percent damage, some more movement speed, some more regen. All of those things are what we're looking for, but we're already in great shape. And this character's runs are just so smooth with the loot. No pun intended, I guess. Having found the whistle, we get a ton more loot aliens, which is great. Enemies here just popping as soon as we get a tick of our passive on them. If I could get more enemy spawns, more mice or gentle aliens, that would be massive for us as well. Blood Leech. I'm going to take the Blood Leech here. Yes, 53 for 2 regeneration. The lifesteal basically useless on a character with huge negative attack speed. Is not a great ratio, but regen is so important to this character and stacks so well with itself that I think it's worth it, even at the cost of 3 harvesting. We will take this as well, and we will take this. Here, I'm going to take 3 armor. Our armor is negative, so that's by far the most important stat for us, so we're going to take that over pretty much anything. Go ahead and combine here, buy a level 2 loot, and we'll combine and buy a level 3 loot. Oh, wow. Cursed baby elephant? Incredible. So this is exactly the thing that makes the lucky just pop off in the Abyss. Is you might get a cursed baby elephant, which does 42% of our luck as base damage. So it's just going to kill enemies immediately. The tentacle, we aren't just going to kill things with our actual weapons that often, so I don't think the tentacle is going to be good. The lucky passive can't critically hit, so it won't benefit from the tentacle. I will take the cursed coffee, of course, but I'm going to grab the treasure map first, since it's an economy item, and of course will give us more stats. I'm not going to take alien baby, even though we need max HP. If you increase enemy HP, you run the risk of having your passive not one-shot things, and as you can see, that's how we get so much wave clear, is that our passive one-shots things, and then that pulls in more materials, which keeps the chain rolling. Got the Lute alien kill off screen. We got the curse alien kill without even actually hitting it. So the lucky passive, and of course all our baby elephants and fiberballs are continuing to just kill everything for us. Cyberball is especially good as well for the lucky because you don't even need to pull in materials. So it can just continuously kill enemies. And then as the materials arrive, from those killed enemies, more enemies will have potentially spawned, giving you even more money and even more kill threat. I'll take the mirror here. If we roll into another, like, cursed baby elephant, that would be amazing. Recycle that. We don't have any need for it. Kraken's Eye. This could not be a better item for us. The explosion chance, not that important, but 10 max HP and 10 curse, that's like every stat we want, so that's incredible. Let's roll here, and we'll take 3 more armor. Roll again, and I think I actually want the percent damage over the luck at this point. Luck, of course, is still amazing, but percent damage is going to improve our damage output so heavily that it's very important to grab it. Do I mirror the coffee? I could mirror the coil as well, so this would be plus 10 knockback, which would also then give us plus 20% damage. So because the coil will stack with itself. So I think I'm going to mirror coil. Getting 2 of these means we can build knockback. Not a bad stat for us either. It can help defend us if our loots knock enemies backwards, and it'll just improve our percentage damage a lot. So we're going to mirror the coil here, and that will boost our damage to, plus 37. So it's plus 16% because we already had -1 knockback. And then we'll buy the loot here and the coffee. Always tempting to mirror a cursed item, of course. Mirroring the coffee would have been fine, but I think the coil is going to give us more damage there. And then we will take the blindfold and keep on rolling. Going to take a clover. So blood donation, that's kind of interesting. Blood donation will give us damage over time, and that will trigger the Kraken's Eye. So the Kraken's Eye explosion is going to go off once every 2 seconds on average. That will help clear enemies as well. So let's grab the blood donation. We have the regen to support it. And then we will take the clover here also. Do I, at this point, want the alien worm? I don't have any consumable healing, so reducing it is definitely a real penalty. But I think I want it because I just want to boost my regen. Since I bought the blood donation, we need much more regeneration. And then we'll take the loot here also. The explosion damage, kind of interesting with the Kraken's Eye. I just don't think we need it, though. I'd rather not spend just on the Kraken's Eye, which is mostly to get the combo started with our passive, which is going to be doing most of the damage. If we had more explosion size, I might buy the dynamite, but as is, I just don't think that the Kraken's Eye explosion is going to matter enough to spend money on it. It's kind of cool, so I'm tempted by just doing the cool thing, but I think we're going to play this as optimally as possible. I love playing the lucky when you get to these like middle waves, mid-numbered waves, where enemies just start popping across the screen. You get this constant flood of materials flying towards you and just everything is dying. Just such a satisfying feeling. Uh, 645 materials there. We don't have any use for engineering, so I'm going to recycle the lighthouse. And here, let's roll. Take more luck, I guess. Glass cannon. So that does hurt my armor, which is something that I want to improve, of course. But I think 25% damage is worth it. It just improves our damage by so much. Then we'll buy this and roll. Keep upgrading our loots. Take the lemonade to offset the alien worm that we picked up. Black belt we still don't want at this point. Alien tongue. I think I'm going to pass on the alien tongue. We already have 2 geckos, which is plenty of material pickup. And our consumable healing isn't that important to us anymore, so we don't really need to invest in alien tongue. Oh, I guess it does give us 2% damage, though. That might be enough to push it over the top, because it works with the coils. So 60 for 2% damage and 30% pickup. I think it was close with just the pickup radius, so I think the bonus damage actually does push it over the top. So I'm going to lock it, but I'll take these other 2 first. Oh, we can buy all of them. Great. For 19, I'm not going to reroll. Might not seem like much to add 2% damage to an item, of course, but when it was already something we were considering, even a small addition like that can just push it over the edge to be something that you want. Watching those goblin sharks just pop. Very satisfying as well. 350 damage to that curse alien, and it just dies immediately. Because that was just, I guess, all our passive triggering at once. The way it works when you have the lucky passive and multiple baby elephants and stuff is they all have independent chances of triggering. So if all 3 of them trigger at once, then the enemy can just take a huge burst of damage when you pick up a material. Yeah, we'll take a baby squid. Gonna be regen, which we need. This could be a piggy bank game. I'm gonna take it. I probably won't save that much money for it, because we're already on wave 11. It'll take a long time for it to pay for itself. But for 57 materials, I think we'll probably get enough out of this just based on what we would be locking anyways, that it's worth it. Go ahead and roll past the ritual. Okay, Cursed Mirror. So the trick with Cursed Mirror is that until you actually buy an item that you can duplicate with the Cursed Mirror, it doesn't break. So we buy the Cursed Mirror here, and then this decreases the cost of buying a lute. We can buy that without breaking the mirror and save a little bit of money. We're not going to buy the Insanity. We don't need it. And then we can buy this lute. Then if we found like another coil, we could buy that at a discount without breaking it, because it can't exceed the normal item limit, so it would only buy 1 coil. That being said, I think it's worth breaking the Cursed Mirror just to get double baby elephant. It's so good for the lucky that I'm thinking buying double baby elephant is just going to be worth it regardless. So we'll do that, and we'll take the propeller hat as well. Do 1 more reroll here. Capping our speed at 16, I think I will do that, because I'm going to buy the Clockwork Wasp, go up to 21 speed, and that's fine. And then we'll take their Shackles, which gives us a ton of stats that we want. Mostly the 12 regen. And we'll still be able to buy movement speed for our power generator, because the speed that we have that's over cap will still count. But this way we will still have a decent amount of move speed. Okay, I want to keep my loot debuff on the elite here, but we're going to back off a little bit and just regenerate for a second while we pick up consumables. I tried to walk into that grouping of projectiles there really hard. So we want to keep the loot debuff so it's taking extra damage on it, and then just pick up materials to kill it. Because we bought the blood donation, that was a slightly harder elite kill than you'll sometimes get, because basically it offset our regen, so we had to play it a little bit safer. since our healing is actually a lot poorer now that we have 1 damage per second. But still, obviously, we killed the elite very quickly. And making excellent money here. We'll take the alien worm. Hopefully I can find more consumable healing to offset this, but regen is really good. Extra stomach, of course, an amazing item to find. That's going to be so much HP, and then we'll take more regen. Here, we're going to buy the Clockwork Wasp, and then we will take the shackles. So, 21 speed is fine. We're happy with that. Lumberjack shirt we can take. This will help not have to spend too many swings of our loots on killing the trees. And yeah, I'll take Pocket Factory. That can help us clear trees as well, but we'll, of course, go Coupon and Treasure Map first. One more reroll here. Lock this fish hook. I will lose a little bit of luck to buy the mushroom. Regen's going to be the most important thing for us, and wheelbarrow is still worth it even this late. Armor and regen are the most important stats, so obviously losing armor to the wheelbarrow a real downside, but I'm just gonna get greedy because this is a character about being greedy. And we want enough regen to offset the damage over time that we're taking, as well as the fact that we have lowered our consumable healing. And just to stay alive if we happen to take a hit. This character isn't the best at not tanking hits, because we do have very slow attack speed. And attack speed is the most important stat, usually, when it comes to taking no hits, because it means that you always have a weapon off cooldown to kill an enemy with. Oh, come back. I gotta pick up a bunch of materials. I was sort of chasing that loot alien, and then I realized it was much better to just go pick up a pile of materials and bounce damage to it. That would kill it much faster. Alright, we got the fish hook here, recycle the lighthouse, take the gambling token. Yes, we want armor, but we also want dodge. Another coil, excellent, because this means any knockback we get is even more multiplied in value. And then we'll take the salt water, take 12% damage. And going down to 0 armor for the wheelbarrow, definitely a little bit spooky, but we should be able to pick up armor. And of course we want to get as greedy as possible. Roll here. Increase enemy damage for the starfish. So this makes it more likely that enemies will drop materials. So again, this is going to improve our chance of keeping our chain going. So starfish, really good for the lucky. Missile. Yep, of course we want a cursed missile. And then we will roll here. Stone skin, we don't have any armor, so it's not particularly good. Spyglass will never pay for itself, so yeah, we're going to pass on all of these. I could have locked the spyglass in order to try to get fishhook value there, and maybe I should have, because a cursed spyglass might pay for itself. I kind of forgot that I had just picked up double fishhooks in that wave, and should have paid a little more attention to what we could potentially lock and curse in the shop. So, something to keep in mind for next wave. Want to optimize the fishhook usage a little more. That's definitely something that I think is a mistake I make a little bit frequently, is forgetting that I have fishhook and using it a little bit suboptimally. So just something to work on in my play. Definitely take in the duct tape. That's improving our armor. We'll take the jelly here as well. 1 HP isn't that impressive, but it's fine. I'm going to reroll here. Even 1 armor is probably good enough to grab when we have such low armor. None of these do anything, so let's roll here. Bowler hat is great. Obviously, that improves our luck. And we need all of the luck that we can get. 20 luck from the wolf helmet is excellent as well. And then we'll take the defective steroids. No, I don't need defective steroids. We have 87 HP. We can focus on other things that matter more. Compass, we would basically be buying 5% damage for 100 materials, so I think we will roll past this. At this point, the wheelbarrow will tick 5 more times, so it's not going to pay for itself, and we really do want to improve our armor, so I'm just going to go with, I'm just going to roll. We'll take the gecko here, and I'm going to lock the handcuffs. We would definitely buy a cursed handcuffs, even though no, melee damage, just not that important, so let's roll and see if we can lock something else to curse. Unfortunate that we missed on finding anything good for our fishhook there, but hopefully next chop. That's a little better. We just obliterated that elite immediately. Kill that tree. The pocket factory that we bought, by the way, is basically here just to kill trees for us. It's not going to help kill enemies, but it can help start. It can help clear trees, which is something that this character struggles with, because the lucky passive doesn't bounce to trees. So you have to actually walk up to them and hit them, which can be a bit of a chore, especially when you want to be collecting materials to keep your chain going. The income that you get, because we get to buy a weapon that just gives us a ton of luck, and all the economy stats that we want just for free on this character. So the income we get every wave is just so ridiculous with so much harvesting. Spider, yeah, we'll buy the spider. Yes, we lose 3 dodge and 5 harvesting, but the 12% damage is still just worth it. Take the tree here. I'm going to take this because we have 3 coils, so knockback is really good. And then we'll take a 9% dodge upgrade, trying to get to dodge cap. Scarf, this is going to be an excellent item for us. We need the regen, and all the other stats are great. And let's take the lure. Poisonous tonic. We don't care that much about the attack speed and crit chance. I think I'm going to roll past both of these. I will definitely take another starfish. Even though we have double fish hook, I don't think it's worth like locking the starfish or anything like that to try to curse it, because that just delays the value of it. If we were going for a really long endless mode run, we'd be locking important items much more aggressively in order to gain the maximum possible value out of our fish hooks. But for this run, we'd rather just buy the item and get to use it right away. Here we will lock the Lute and try to curse it, and then do I want to try to get a cursed Excalibur? I will try to for a cursed jetpack. Excalibur, I mean, obviously this is much worse for us than a Lute. It's just a much worse weapon for us than the Lutes, which trigger off of luck and give us a bunch of stats and don't cost us 18 armor. But if we get a cursed Excalibur, I mean, who am I to say no to these legendary weapons? So we'll lock that. I'm going to roll here as well. Sure, I'll take the Insanity. And I'm not going to roll for 35. I was rolling there because I could potentially lock something. With double fish hook, it's worth rolling a lot of the time in order to try to get more cursed items. So if I get the cursed Excalibur, do I just sell all of my loots and just swap to an Excalibur build? Maybe I'll do that rather than go to negative 18 armor. On the other hand, negative 18 armor would make the rest of this run pretty exciting, because it would mean any damage we take would be very dangerous. So maybe we'll just do that. Like that, all those curse aliens just disappearing. Wave 16 is really good for the lucky, by the way, because the challenge on Wave 16 is that you get a lot of curse aliens. You get tons of curse aliens spawning this wave. And most characters can't kill them all because they spawn at the edges of the map, and it's hard to run to the edge of the map. Lucky doesn't care where enemies are on the map. You just kill them regardless. So getting curse aliens spawning means that you will get tons of curse. We probably got like 10, 15 curse that run, that wave. I didn't check exactly how much we had beforehand. Someone let me know in the comments, but we probably killed like 10 curse aliens that wave without ever actually seeing most of them. I'll take the bone dice. This is 53 materials for probably like 5 damage, but that seems fine. And then we'll take some dodge. our last gecko, so now we've got the full combo online. Bag, of course, is great. Head injury, amazing. Hedgehog, we don't care that much about, so I'm going to recycle it, and we'll just take 10 more luck. All right, we got neither of our weapons cursed, unfortunately, but we will take the cursed jetpack. So this is 30% damage and puts us over dodge cap and also gives us 8 curse. The spyglass, again, is not going to pay for itself. I think what I will do is I will buy the loot, the level 4 loot, and we'll leave the Excalibur locked, because I'm really hoping we can get a cursed Excalibur. I just think that would be really fun. And then let's roll a bit, roll a little more. Take the damage here, and roll. Barnacle, of course, is going to be great, even this late, and then we will roll as well. And Cursed Cauldron, awesome. That's a huge amount of bonus damage for us, so we can take that, and we can lock this, and potentially get another cursed item. Or weapon, rather. So now what's going to happen is that I'm just going to keep the Excalibur locked for 5 waves, and we'll just be playing down a shop slot for the rest of the run. Which is why I don't tend to like, unless you're going for like record-setting endless runs, I don't tend to like leaving items locked in the shop for the fishhook. It's better to just buy most items and locks and roll and find more good items so that you're actually improving your character. And then you'll roll into something good to lock for fishhook later on in the shop. So you don't need to sacrifice a shop slot to get optimal use out of the fishhooks. Again, unless you're going for really long endless runs, in which case the considerations are just so much different, because you need to be doing things like getting cursed tardigrades, getting cursed spyglasses, etc. And so you just lock those items until they get cursed, basically, no matter what. Defective steroids, I will just... we can take that, that's fine. Alien worm, sure. And a shady potion, obviously, yes. We will then take 20 more luck, I think. I could have rolled for armor, but we're about to decrease our armor a lot. Oh, actually, Excalibur, a cursed Excalibur, the penalty is lessened, of course. So that is really nice for us, because that means that we only lose 6 armor. -5 armor is a lot more playable than -17 armor. Still not great, but we should be able to overcome that challenge. Go ahead and lock this, or combine the loot. We'll buy the level 1 cursed loot. We'll sell the level 2 loot, and we'll buy the Excalibur for fun. Roll here. Roll again. Will the coupon pay for itself? It probably will. And then we'll take another squid. Even if we only get like 2 regen from the squid, I think it's worth it, because regen is so good for this character. And then I'm going to roll. I'm really looking for stuff that we can curse. Try to curse the squid here. We'll try to curse another loot. And that's it. None of these we want. Alright, let's see if our Excalibur can just wipe out that elite, and indeed it can. We also have 120 HP, which is kind of nice for the Excalibur, so it does crit for 8k. Ooh, 12k. Why did that one have a 12k critical? Was that our loot, or was that the Excalibur? Oh no, it was because we had hit the thing with the loot first, so it had the increased damage debuff on it. And then the Excalibur crit it for 12,000 damage. So that's some nice synergy. If only we'd gotten more increased enemy spawns, this run would be even more ridiculous than it is. I did take 1,000,000 damage there because we have negative armor. So again, I still need to be careful. I'll take that and this, of course, and let's recycle. Take 12% damage. We're not going to take Triangle of Power. And then I'm going to roll for armor. Basically, armor's the most important thing for us by a huge margin. So we're going to spend like 200 rolling for armor. Still missed. At least we found a helmet, though. And then we didn't get the loot cursed, so we're just going to unlock it. Buy the squid and roll. Take a tree. The bone dice probably not worth buying. I will take another potato, though. That gives us even more armor. and roll some more. We'll take a Cyclops Worm. Cog, not worth it because it decreases our damage, so even though it gives us knockback, we still don't gain positive damage off it. Roll a little more here. Okay, we got another Cursed Lute. So the Cursed Lute is actually worse than the level 4 Lute, but we can potentially upgrade it to a higher level Cursed Lute. So I'm still going to sell here, buy the Cursed Lute, lock this regen potion, and then roll. I'm looking for other stuff I can lock and potentially get cursed. Okay, we'll lock this as well. Excuse me. Rip to headphone users. Just gonna drink some water. The hunting trophy sadly will not pay for itself, even if I get it cursed in only a single wave. I guess we would be buying it for wave 20 anyway, so it wouldn't even be a single wave. So let's go to wave 19 here. So you can see that negative armor is still super dangerous on the Abyss. And if we were just going for, I know I said earlier we were going for optimal play, but then we got the Cursed Excalibur, so I wanted to buy that. If we were going for purely optimal play in this run, we would not have bought the Excalibur at all. We'd have just stuck with loots and built defensive stats, because our wave clear is fine. We do not need the Excalibur to kill enemies or elites or anything. But I'm not going to turn down legendary weapons when I see them. I'm not completely heartless. Go ahead and keep breaking all these trees. 10k crits off the Excalibur. And 1,500 income in this last wave. I'll take the bone dice just so they don't show up in the shop again. Take 6% damage there. More regen. Sure, we'll take a bag. More damage and curse. Yep, all of this is great. The Peaceful Bee doesn't do anything for us, so we'll recycle it. And let's roll again for armor. I'll even take just one armor, that's good enough. Regen Potion, incredible. We will then also buy another Cursed Lute. And I'll buy the Panda. And Jerky, that's going to be an amazing amount of bonus healing for us. Cursed Mushroom, yes, it costs me luck, but it's still worth it, so we're going to grab that. And the Gentle Alien. 2 damage per second is a little bit more risky, but this is a big amount of bonus damage, so I'm going to take the Bloody Hand. And then keep rolling. Keep rolling. Bonus luck, sure. And, alright, we would be able to upgrade our Cursed Loot, but we are just gonna roll here and go to wave 20. Cute Monkey, another item really good for this character, because we have 4 geckos and we're generating a lot of material, so this would be a ton of healing for us. Alright, let's see how quickly we kill these elites. And the answer is very, very quickly. And we have defeated the enemies with the Lucky. You can see how much the DLC just breaks this character open. Let's take a look at our items here. So the bags were worth a nice even 900 materials. Pretty fun. The geckos, of course, were incredible. That keeps the combo with the Lucky rolling constantly. We dealt 180,000 damage with our baby elephants, and Cyberball dealt 60k. Lucky passive 209,000. I like that they've made it so that the Lucky and the baby elephants track separately now. Those used to track the same thing, or those used to be combined into one tracking, which was much worse. We got 8 bonus items from the treasure maps, an incredible amount of bonus items. We have 17 times 3 bonus damage from the coils, which is pretty good. These coils worked out. Mirroring the coils actually ended up being pretty nice for us. Coupon saved us 383. We got 14 regen from the squids. Piggy bank did pay for itself, but not by a lot, so we probably could have just recycled the piggy bank and gotten a little bit more value. And then we ended up cursing a few items. The fish hooks weren't as good as they often are, because we by the time we got them, had sort of won the run already, but they were still really fun, and they let us get the Cursed Excalibur, which dealt 26,000 damage in the last wave, killing the elites basically all by itself. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this look at the Lucky. This character is still basically my favorite character in the game. So much fun to play because the combo playstyle is so great and the items that you get are always so incredible. So highly recommend this run. Play it with the lute, play it with the flute, play it with the rock like I originally recommended. Any of those are going to be awesome, and you will get very, very easy wins because of how ridiculously accelerated this character's economy is, thanks to all the new items in the Abyss. As always, of course, if you have enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. And I'll catch you next time. Cheers, folks. GG.